What's up, folks? Today we're doing a short video, no camera, no cuts, just gameplay on how to equip your ship to live on board. I get a lot of questions in Discord and Spectrum and YouTube and all those places and comments from people asking how I live on my ship. Is the game stable enough? What's the benefit? Why do I choose to do this? So we're going to go through that really quickly today. The basic answer is yes, the game is stable enough to live on your ship in most cases. I live on my Corsair and my Carrack on a regular basis with no problems, but I wouldn't equip it with anything that you're too concerned about losing, which in Alpha probably shouldn't be anything, but maybe you have some favorite gear or something. Don't spend money to do this, just follow the steps I'm going to give you here. You can equip it. I chose the Cutlass Black today. It's small, it's maneuverable, it's going to let us do this faster, but you can apply it to any ship you want. Step one of this is you want to make sure that you have a crate in the back of your ship. You do not have to follow the old method of putting cargo in a ship and then detonating it to get these boxes anymore. As of 3.22, these can be purchased in-game. So at any orbital station, you're just going to go to the elevators and you're going to go to the cargo center. You're going to buy one of these boxes. This is not necessary for what I'm showing you, but it makes things a lot easier, especially when 3.23 comes out and local inventory, hitting the I button to see your inventory, goes away. You will need one of these for crew to interact with things and to more easily load your ship. So grab one of these. This is a 2 SCU, but I'm not going to show that step today. It's really straightforward. You go buy one, you call it your ship, you go to your hangar, and you drag it out of local inventory into your ship as of 3.22.1. We know this is changing soon. Very simple for now. What we're going to be doing is stocking up these, getting some equipment in the ship, making sure our cupboards are stocked up for crew, and just showing you how easy that can be. So once you've left the station or woken up on your ship, I should preface this with, this is the steps you would follow if your ship is new. If a wipe has just occurred, if you've lost your ship to a bug, if you've lost your ship to combat or a crash, you have a stock ship, this is why we're following these steps. So we're going to go to the map. We're around ArcCorp right now. We're going to jump to one of the moons. The area is nice and close. What we're looking to do here is go get a new ground vehicle, some food, water, extra tools, medical supplies, weapons, and armor. You don't have to stock all those things on your ship. I choose to do so on a regular basis. The main reason that I do this is I fly with a crew, and I want to have things on board for them, whether they're members of my regular crew, or if they are guests on my ship, or if I just want to swap out what I'm carrying. I like to have extra things available. So around ArcCorp, you're looking for a mining facility. If you see my video on how to find free loot in the game, this is the kind of base that we're going to. It's just an in Armistice active mining facility that will have a bunch of loot boxes and free stuff. It's also where you go to get your ground vehicles. The other benefit to going with the Cutlass for this video is it's a lot faster than the Corsair or the Carrack, so it's going to make this a lot shorter. Our goal is to get this ship re-equipped in 15 minutes or less. So the comments that I see most often are people either telling me that living on your ship is impossible, which is just false, or that it's too expensive or takes too long. So I mean, a lot of people who fly around in a basic white flight suit, they fly a fighter, and they don't really do anything else in the game. That's your prerogative if that's how you choose to play. But to say that you can't live on your ship or live immersively in the verse is just not true. It just takes a little bit of prep time. It takes a little bit of drive to do so, and you have to know why you're doing it. Why are you stocking these things on your ship? For me, it makes the game more fun. I also am more proficient in combat when I know that my ship is full of things that I don't want to lose. If I have rare armor under the bunks, if I have weapons on the racks, if I have cargo in the hold, I'm going to fight that much harder. And I find that it gives the game a sense of urgency. I don't want to lose things. Not the best landing, but it'll do for this video. Hop out of your ship. As I said before, this works for any ship. So I do this more with bigger ships, the Corsair and the Carrack specifically for my fleet. But if you have a cutter or an Avenger Titan and you're going to go put a smaller vehicle in it, like a PTV, a little bit of food and water, whatever it is, the same methods apply. It's just more or less of the same things. And the size of the vehicle, of course, would also be different. So you go to vehicle terminal. We're just going to see what the fastest vehicle to call is, but of course you would call whatever vehicle you want.
Welcome to the AUEC vehicle retrieval system.
Let's see what we can get here the fastest. There. There's an STV that I haven't called yet, so that could be here immediately. Call that out. Just a stock STV. Beautiful. While we're in here, we're going to go to these loot boxes here. Again, I did a video on loot. I won't go over that too much, but we're just looking for free stuff for the ship. Put it in local, multi-tools, flares, food and water, food and water. What else is in here? And you could scour this entire site if you wanted to for additional supplies. I'm choosing to not do that today. Now, one of the questions I get asked a lot is why put a ground vehicle in your ship in the first place? What purpose do they serve? That is sort of a choice at the moment. Ground vehicles don't have the most functionality right now. You kind of have to make your own gameplay there because you can choose to walk or run or park closer or whatever. If I do rescue beacons, which I do a lot of, I don't like to have to walk in from far or risk damaging my ship by destroying the turrets. So I just park at range, especially if I'm solo, and that works out better for me than the alternatives. So I always put a vehicle in. I like to carry 2 or 3 people. The Cutlass Black, it's a 2-person ship, so I put a 2-person vehicle in the back. You know, if I was in the Corsair, I'd probably put the Cyclone. If I was in the Carrack, I'd have the Ursa. But just put the appropriate vehicle for your ship. You never know when it's going to come in handy. Now, depending on the ship, you're going to take some of the things that you picked up from the station and stock them on your ship. The Corsair, for instance, has little racks for multi-tools in these spots up top here. The Cutlass Black does not. But it does have this shared storage here. So we're going to go local, external. We're going to put some multi-tools, some flares, some food, some water. Extra helmet for anybody that needs it. Too bad we didn't find any undersuits. Okay, there we go. We need extra flares. Let's do some pinks as well. Okay, so now we have food and water, extra multi-tools for our crew. We didn't find any tractor attachments, but you would just check the rest of the loot boxes at that ground site until you find some tractor beam attachments, some medical guns, whatever it is that you might need to make your ship be stocked up appropriately. Now we're going to leave the area. It's been about 8 minutes so far, including the opening narration, so let's say it's been about 5 minutes of gameplay. Now what I want you to do is pick any ground site mission that you can do effectively solo and quickly. So for this one, I'm going to go to... Let's go to defense site from minor threat, just a basic bunker. Looks like it's also on Lyria, so we're in luck as far as distance goes. Just jump to that mission. This could be anything. This could be a rooftop mission at Crusader. It could be one of the new distribution centers that are coming. It could be an outpost, a settlement, a box mission. Anything that's going to have an abundance of loot boxes and gear in it. Now, this is easier if you have your crew with you. So if I'm in the Corsair restocking it, I'll have 3 or 4 guys with me. And so the task for 15-20 minutes of gameplay is let's restock the ship. And so when you go down into a facility like this, basically you're bringing up 3 or 4 times as much stuff, so it's much faster. The Corsair has many, many weapons racks, as does the Carrack. So if you have 4 crew with you and say, hey, can everyone bring up 3 guns? 2 on your back, 1 on your hands, maybe a pistol as well on your hip, some multi-tools, some med guns, whatever you can pick up, you could fill that ship in 1 pass. If you're not into the time it takes to do this, which as I'm showing you is not taking very long, think of it this way. You're just doing it when you're doing existing missions anyway. Go to a ground site, get yourself some free stuff, and get your vehicle. Done. go to any mission that you enjoy doing that has gear in it. Oh, this is a bug that's going on right now. We're gonna have to be careful here. I think we're good. Did that destroy? Looks like it's down. Okay. There is a bug right now in 322.1 that is turning every bunker into a Xenothreat bunker for the Overdrive event. Just be careful if you're doing this, because that bunker should have been safe to land at with the mission that I have here, and it wasn't. So as I was saying, go in solo. This is, you know, one speed. Going with a crew, it's another speed. But basically, you're just trying to get as much stuff as fast as you can. Do the missions, get paid for the missions, get paid for call to arms, and also get a bunch of stuff for your ship in a very short period of time. For the sake of today's video, we're not going to complete this bunker mission. We're just going to go in for like one wave and get some free stuff. But of course, you could finish the mission and make all the money. We're about 11 minutes into the video. All right, so these containers here would have, as most of you know by now, tools. So some extra tiger's claws for the ship, tracking attachments, knives, mining tools in case we go mining, fully equipped. Let's see if there's any more loot boxes before this mission even starts. And however much stuff you need, you can just stay as long as you want to. Maybe you want to take all of the armor and put it in that box from the enemies that are going to spawn. Maybe you don't. Med guns. Med refills. So we got some friendly guards in the elevator there. More med boxes. So if you were in a Carrack or a Corsair, there's more than enough med guns here to fully stock this thing. More med boxes. There we go. Armor boxes. Weapon boxes. Open this up, and we're going to take... There's no rack big enough for a railgun in the Corsair, unfortunately. And we're going to put this in my hands. There's also some other stuff here if we wanted it. Since I'm alone, we'll call that done. There's not, like I said, a lot of space on this particular ship. But the bigger the ship, the longer you'd stay, the more you'd do this. If you want to keep your ship equipped for new people to help them out, you might clear the entire bunker of guards and pirate armor and store it in a crate in the back. Now you have an abundance of free stuff to share with people that didn't cost you anything and actually earned you money because you were doing a mission while you got it. So I'm leaving now, but you could have stayed for the entire mission, earned all the money, the call to arms, get the ammunition, etc. for yourself, and you just empty those boxes. Guns, armor, ammo, tractor beams, tools, tiger's claws, med guns, everything. Very quick. 13 minutes we've been doing this, including our intro. We're going to go into the ship and we're going to kit it out appropriately. Now, again, every ship is different. In the Corsair, I might put food and water on the shelves. In the Carrack, I might put it on the tables. It's really up to you how you want to equip your ship. But this particular ship works best if you put things in the boxes and the storage crates. All right, we got 3 guns. Could easily go back down for a 4th one. We're going to go to our 2nd locker here. We don't want them to fill up too quickly. We're going to do med guns. We're going to do med pens, tiger's claws, tractor attachments, mining attachments, med tools, a couple of knives. Put that in here. So now on this ship, we have a vehicle. We have a crate in the back that we're going to slowly start filling with armor and ammunition. We have weapons on the racks in case any crew join who don't have a gun. We have extra multi-tools and attachments for them, hacking tools, medical devices. That was 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Now I can live on this ship for the next few days. I've got more than enough food and water that unless I get a serious injury that I have to go to a hospital, that I can keep myself stocked up. I have a vehicle for getting around. I can fill that crate with plenty of stuff that I find from sites. And if I pick up any new crew or existing crew and they say, oh, I'd love to come join you, but I'm not wearing any armor, no problem. Just head to the box in the back, go to the cargo bay. I've got plenty of stuff for you. And that's it. Using a cutter or an Avenger, that would take 5 minutes. Using this Cutlass Black, it took about 15. Corsair, Carrack, I find it takes me about half an hour, you know, because it's a slower moving ship and you need more stuff to fill it, but they're multi-crew ships, so have a crew with you to help fill it, or you don't need to really be using that ship. Capital ships will of course take longer. Once you have an abundance of loot, you could also save some of this time by simply putting stuff in your ship. I have enough guns stored at ArcCorp that I probably could have just gone there and just filled the ship with guns, but I wanted to show with this video how easy it is for a new person to do it. Once you've done this, you don't need to go to port unless you want fuel or medical. So you could log on your ship, which is very consistent. You could you know, eat, drink, swap your gear, change your clothes, just travel and live on this thing. Couple of points to end this on for living on your ship. Bed logging is quite reliable if done properly. I've heard a lot of people, particularly those who don't play the game very often, say that bed logging is not reliable for them. I bed log every day, and I would say about 90% of the time it is consistent. There are things that can go wrong. 30k could kick in, you could lose your ship. You know, sometimes the server doesn't log you in properly. Just don't keep anything on your ship that you're too concerned about, but you're not going to have many problems if you log out away from planets, off the ground, and in space. You can land your ship by a nice lake and log out if you want to, but it's not as consistent. If you go to the middle of nowhere, pick a point like I just did, jump, drop, power down your ship, leave your power on, turn off your engines, get out of your seat, head back to your bed, lie down, and then you just look around by holding F, and you'll find log out right here. Don't just log out of the game, look for the log out command, and then log out. You'll be logged out of the game, universe, rejoin, log back in the ship, and that'll be that.